Hi and welcome. I'm John and this is Unique Wargaming Terrain. Guys, welcome back. For everyone that's new, this is a Let's Build video. What Let's Build video is about? I'll take a model kit and I'll show you how to put it together. The reason I do this is some people struggle with instructions or have dyslexia. Some people, like a few of my viewers have joined recently, got models off of eBay with no instructions. And I've already built the models on camera, so they had a visual reference. You know, it is a visual reference for everyone. If you're interested in a new army but not sure if that's the army for you, or there's a visual way to look at. For all my regulars here, guys, I feel love. Thank you very much. I'll see you in a second. So today I'm going to build a Tyranid Lictor. Now some people are going to say, what? That's not that great model. I think it's a fantastic model. I don't particularly like the sculpt on this. And I didn't realise it was this fine cast stuff when I ordered it. But this fine cast stuff looks more like 3D printed stuff to me. I'm not an expert on 3D printed stuff, but this looks like 3D printed to me. Anyway, let's debate for another day. Tools needed as always. Mold line scraper. We're going to definitely need this today. We also might need one of these tools. This is not a brush to sweep the floor. This is a flash remover, I think it's called. It's basically a brush, and where little bits like that connect in, sometimes there's little bits of flappy material that goes over. You use this to brush it out. Can't see any on here. No, this isn't, but see that little piece in there, just in there. See it? If I can't get that out with the mold line scraper, I'd get in there and try and use it with this. Right. Clippers, most useful part of our kit. We will need sanding sponge for this bad boy. Now, sanding sponge is just sponge with sandpaper either side. And this is a fine cast kit, so we'll need super glue, unfortunately. Right, so as always, usually I show you a stat line or show you, this model is that old, it doesn't come with that information. There's not even any instructions with it, which, is bonkers and bizarre. But there's 3 sprues here. So as always, we're going to look at the sprues and identify what we can identify. There's the body, very straightforward. Yeah, there's the body. There's his head. It's a handsome looking chap, isn't he? These are his siphoning talons, I think they were called. But I think these ones go on top. I might even have to flick up an artwork look of it so I can see what I'm looking at. There's 2 hands there, and there's 2 legs. Now, unfortunately, the legs look like they've got some sort of pin at the bottom, but there is nowhere to put it into. So, because the base is just a normal 40mm base. So this is going to be a tricky one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give them a wash down first, because they'll need to have a wash down. I'm going to take them all off of here, clean them all down with a bit of sanding sponge and a mold line scraper, get rid of any mold lines or anything like that. If I come across anything they go, I need to let you guys know, I'll let you guys know. And then what I'll do is I'll come back and we'll start putting them together. Right, this is probably going to be one of those things that really piss me off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the legs on to the body, okay, and then from there I'm going to leave it to dry. I might even put the head in as well, but I'm going to leave it to dry then for 24 hours and then come back and I will glue him to the base, I think, or I might leave it till tomorrow. I'll figure it out, but anyway, The legs are self-explanatory. One goes one side, one goes the other. However, there's a little weird jig shape there. He has the same shape in his leg, and that literally slots in. So it can only go one way. The other leg is the same. Yeah. So it literally just slots in. Of course, you don't want to go do it now. There you go. It slots in one way. So when both legs are in there, he should be able to stand on the base. Yeah. So that's the plan. But it's one reason why people hate all this fine cast stuff. Look at all this crap at the bottom. And what part is the leg and what part isn't the leg and what part is, I don't know. So I'm going to glue them in, then leave that to dry. Put his head in as well, I think. Sorry, knocking the table. I love that head. The Lictor head. The old lead Lictor, I don't know what the problem with that was. That's fantastic. But anyway, so I don't know what the problem with that one was because it's absolutely fantastic. But I'm going to glue these legs in, then glue the head on, and then I'll come back to you for the next pieces. So as you can see, very good looking chap. Now, these hands go in the bottom here, yeah? And then these ones, his claws go in the top here, okay? I believe that's right. I didn't look at the image. I was going to go and look at an image of him. I didn't look at the image of him. It's something like that. Yeah? Yeah, it's not going to make sense going halfway. So, but the best way to do this is to glue these bottom ones in first. Yeah? And then go to the top ones. And I think they must go a certain way. Yeah, I think they both go a certain way. But anyway, they go glued in. So I'm going to glue those both arms in. And then his claws. And then come back because he doesn't sit nicely on the base. He'll be standing there or sitting there for hours. Either trying to prop him up, which I might actually get away with because he's back heavy. Anyway, let me sort the arms out and I'll come back to you and we'll look at the options for putting him on the base. So here we are. Fantastic. I mean, I don't know if this one's right, but there is a little nook in his carapace at the top and it sort of sits in there nicely. But it looks amazing. I love this. I love the Lictor model in general. Just the idea of one lone warrior arriving on the planet with camouflage and everything else, and being able to just start hunting prey and start collecting genetic material. Now the problem is, how do we get him to stay on the base? Because he is back heavy. Now we can prop him up with something. Yeah. Does that work? Or we can go with another cheating method. It's not really cheating, but it's sort of cheating. If you don't have this tool, then it is worth getting for little things like this. A hot glue gun. Someone said, what? You put a dab of hot glue on his feet. You whack him on the base. Okay. The hot glue will dry in about a minute or so. Then what you do is you'll take your super glue, you run it over the top of the hot glue, okay? Because when you put the hot glue on and you put it on, it'll just squirt out around the side here. So you run it over the top of the hot glue where it joins the foot and where it joins the base, okay? So you're essentially using super glue to seal the hot glue to the base and to the model, because the hot glue will come away after a little while. Also, if you're using some sort of technical paint, yeah, like Astro Granite or some sort of mud or any sort of technical paint on the base, when you put it on the base, you'll put it over the hot glue as well. Yeah, you'll be able to see the hot glue because the super glue will be there, but you'll put it over the top. What you're doing essentially is putting layer upon layer of sealing the hot glue in place, so it doesn't lose its brittleness, and not only that, it doesn't come away over time. And with the super glue hitting the base, the hot glue, and the bottom of his foot, it just gives it more seal. When you spray paint it black, yeah, again, it'll seal it all together even more. that's what I'm going to do, I think. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to prop him up. Should be able to. Let me see if I can get a paint to prop him up. Yeah, I'm just going to prop him up. There we go. There's one way of propping him up. So all I have to do is put super glue on his feet. What I do, it's another little trick I didn't tell anyone. I put super glue on the feet. Yeah, for example, plastic glue, whatever it is. When I put it on the base, I then take it off, and I see the marks where the glue is. I then add more glue just around that area. So then when I put it back on, there's more points of contact with the glue. Now, looking at this guy now, mess around. His foot looks a bit weird. I thought that was maybe the ground he's stepping or something, but I don't know. I think that's a miscast on them from the fine cast, but I don't want to trim that off in case it's not meant to be in this. I don't know. But anyway, I'm going to glue him to his base. I'm going to come back to you then. That's just one fine cast Lictor done. So I like the sculpt. It's not my favourite Lictor. I prefer the lead Lictor. One other thing I forgot to say with the hot glue. My Seekers, I've hot glued them to the base and then Astro Granny and just done the full technique I told you. The reason with the Seekers is there's only one foot on the ground and it's a small point of contact, and the rest of the Seeker is front heavy, so it's hard to glue it and prop it. So I hot glued into the base and then do the super glue technique and then Astro Granite the base and go that way. And they're fine. They haven't come off at all or anything like that. So it does work. You can actually use the super hot glue it and then cover it in super glue and put some baking powder on if you want. So it'll fill any gaps left by the super glue and the hot glue and just give it texture and everything else and give it another layer of sealing it. I'd give this model a difficulty rating of probably a 3. No, it's not even a 3. I mean, the Regal Dawn was a 3/4, and that was very simple. This is very, very simple. It's just fine cast, which is a pain in the ass. I just noticed on his armpit there's a little mold line that I missed, but I'll get that afterwards with some sandpaper, with some sanding sponge. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching. If this has helped you or inspired you to get a Lictor and build a Lictor, great. Everyone, please, if you're not subscribed to the channel, hit the subscribe button because it costs you nothing. Turn your notifications on so you don't miss anything. And everyone smash the thumbs up button, because that then triggers more people to YouTube to show this video to more people. Channels are growing very nicely and I'm very happy and very pleased. Thank you very much to everyone that's joined. And thank you to all my regulars that, have stuck with me this whole time. Guys, I'll bring down, show some pretty pictures. Until next time, take it easy.